So Darren, like we were discussing earlier, you were looking for kind of a compact type SUV, kind of mixed hybrid. And so what we got right here is the Kia Niro. Now, one of the first things I really want to point out here is the fact that it has these LED lights on it and these particular covers. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, you look kind of young, but back in the day, prior to having these type of covers on lights, they would have glass on them, right? And if a car was in front of you, let's just say it hit a rock and the rock skipped back and hit that glass, it would shatter. And sometimes if it rained, water would get down in the light fixtures and would impact the person's visibility. These headlights are covered with the same exact material that they make motorcycle helmets with. Here, tap this for me, touch that. So now, if a car's in front of you and that rock skips back, it'll hit it and it'll deflect off. If it is raining, it minimizes and eliminates any water getting on the inside of that, making sure that your visibility is much better. And speaking of visibility, these LED lights allow you to actually see further into the distance and wider across the road. Now, in the older lights, you know, the visibility wasn't as good and the width across the road wasn't as good. So if somebody was changing a tire and it's in a poorly lit area, or if a deer is on the side of the road grazing or walking and you had no idea, and at the last minute you see it, you could potentially hurt somebody or potentially hurt yourself if that deer darts out. What these light fixtures allow you to do by seeing further into the distance and wider across the road, you get much better visibility. That way, if somebody is changing a tire, or if that deer is grazing on the side of that road, you have much more time to be able to react. And at the end of the day, if you and your kids and your significant other are going to be riding this, you want to make sure everybody get home in one piece, right? Right. So now here we go, all of your refillable containers. Now, the refillable containers that have the colored lids as opposed to just black, those are the ones where if you want to top it off yourself, you can. So this is for your windshield wiper fluid. All right. Now, do me a favor and set your hand down on this. You can barely feel anything whatsoever. You know, at one point in time, if you had your car running and the engine was going, it'd be vibrating, shaking the car, and what that would do is that would potentially shake other things up under there. This is smooth. If you're sitting inside the car talking with somebody with no radio on, you don't have to worry about the sound of the engine going back through there because of the updates that they made on it. Also, this right here, a lot of people know this to just be fire retardant, where if a flame kicks up, it helps protect it, but this also minimizes sound. This makes sure that any event that this does get loud, it acts more like a soundproof barrier to make sure any conversation that you have with somebody on the inside of the car is not interrupted by the sounds of the engine and whatnot while you're rolling it. Another thing that you have lane assist. In the event that you're driving, right, and you're on the highway, and let's just say that you've been a little sleepy and you start drifting over to the right or to the left, what'll happen is the vehicle will make a noise and it'll realign itself to get you perfect in the road. Now, prior to having that, if somebody was drifting a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, somebody else was drifting at the same time and they didn't know it, bam, potential accident. And like you said earlier, you want to make sure everybody makes it home in one piece. So having lane assist, it just makes sure that while you're riding on the highway or you're riding up the street, keeps you lined up in the middle and just increases the likelihood that everybody's going to be safe. And at the end of the day, you said that safety was extremely important to you. As you can see, it has black alloy rims, 17-inch. Now, in the event that you like to customize yours and make it a little special, you may have that option, and we'll discuss that here in a little bit. Side fixture. Now, as you can see, the side mirrors have turn signal lights on them. Now, you may be familiar with those already, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't at least tell you about it. Now, in previous model vehicles that did not have turn signal lights on the side mirror, let's just say your rear signal was out in the back, and you were going to merge to the right or to the left, but the people to the right or to the left, you had no idea. So you're merging and they're merging, bam, potential accident. What this does, it acts as an additional notification tool, and it blinks to let the people to the right or to the left know, hey, I'm getting ready to move over, caution, all right? And the good thing about the light is they used to have it where someone was inside of the side mirror and it was blinking, it could actually affect your visibility. By this being on the outside, you don't have to worry about any of the light getting in your eyes while you're driving to make sure that it has no impact on your visibility and increases the likelihood of you and your family being safe while you're riding. Now take a look on the inside here for me. You see what this is? That's your blind spot indicator right there. So that means that if you're riding and you can't see the person that might be trailing you a little bit that's on your left side or trailing a little bit on your right side, it'll let you know. At one point in time, before there was indicators, man, if somebody was in your blind spot, you going to get over, you get what I call the death blow, where it sounds like they standing on a horn letting you know, watch out. What this does, if you are getting ready to make that move, that little caution light will light up and let you know, hey, be careful, watch out, there's somebody right there. And as you can see, this is also keyless entry. Now here's the benefit of that. In the event that you're coming out of the grocery store or the shopping mall and you got a bunch of bags in your hand, the last thing you want to have to do is put those down, fumble all in your pockets to pull your keys out. Now you can have as long as your keys are in your pocket or on your person, you can keep those bags in your hand if you want to, get there, and if you got the power or ability, you can just open it up without having to worry about putting any keys in it. Just with the push there. But another benefit of having keyless entry is that most of the scratches that come up on the vehicle would happen around the keyhole. Because when a person will put the key in to unlock it, potentially other keys that are on the ring will scratch it around it. So by you having keyless entry, minimizes, if not eliminates the scratches, keeps that vehicle looking showroom new. So let's take a look right here. So right here, as you see, we just got the interior, and it's just your typical manual. It comes with cloth seats. Okay, but
did you know, according to a recent Forbes article, 58% of customers will pay more for better customer service? As the automotive market gets more competitive, sales training is more important than ever. This is where Brian Maxwell comes in. For over a decade, Brian Maxwell provides sales training for some of the biggest dealer groups in the country, and for manufacturers such as Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and many others. Brian has also trained over 10,000 automotive sales associates worldwide. Brian Maxwell's value is in the fact that he provides real-world, simple-to-follow, and easy-to-apply sales training to your team. His training helps sales teams convert consistently with higher profit margins and how to leverage social media to generate qualified leads. He does this by applying all aspects of learning, utilizing classroom training, role-playing, and one-on-one evaluations. This allows your sales teams to hear, see, and apply selling methods that flat out work. Knowing that results and profits are the only way to establish a long-term working relationship, Brian Maxwell's focus is results and profit-orientated. So, if you'd like to supercharge the customer experience, your sales team's production, and your bottom line, schedule a time for a consultation with Brian Maxwell today.